सब्सक्राइब करिए शॉर्ट एंड डिक्टेशंस चैनल को और दबाइए इस बेल आइकन को ताकि आपको मिले लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स।
Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. It is contended that the rights of the respondent numbers 3 and 4 under the Media Rights Agreement will be seriously infringed in the present case if the view taken by the High Court is to be left undisturbed. Though such rights may seemingly come under Section 37 of the Copyright Act 1957, it is argued that the telecast of the cricket matches is like production of a cinematograph film within the meaning of Section 2F of the Copyright Act. BCCI as the organizer is the author of the copyright who has assigned the same to Star India Private Limited. There is a statutory curtailment of the said right under section of the Sports Act 2007, the extent of which must be understood to be confined to the explicit contours of the said provision, which cannot be readily and easily extended. Any unwarranted extension would amount to an invasion of the copyright and broadcasting right of the respondents numbers 3 and 4. The legislation is expropriatory in character. It must therefore be strictly construed. Reference to elaborate case law on the issue has been made in the very exhaustive arguments advanced. It is accordingly pointed out that the curtailment of the copyright broadcasting right of the content rights of owner and holder is circumscribed and is to the extent of a must-share obligation, which by the express language of Section 3 of the Sports Act 2007 is to enable the live feed to be retransmitted by Prasar Bharati through the terrestrial and DTH networks of Doordarshan. It is urged that Section 8A of the Cable Act 1995 engrafts a must-carry obligation, and such must-carry obligation cannot extend the scope of the must-share mandate contained in Section 3 of the Sports Act 2007. Emphasis is laid on the world's its terrestrial networks and direct-to-home networks appearing in Section 3 of the Sports Act 2007 to contend that the must-share mandate must be understood to be to enable the Prasar Bharati to retransmit the same on its terrestrial and DTH networks only. On behalf of Star India Private Limited, it is specifically contended that a huge amount of revenue of over 3,000 crore has been paid by Star India Private Limited towards broadcasting and telecasting rights. On behalf of BCCI, learned senior counsel has specifically argued that any extended meaning to Section 3 of the Sports Act 2007 beyond what flows from its plain language would have the effect of infringing the rights of the BCCI under Article 19 of the Constitution. Several precedents have been cited to contend that the right under Article 19 of the Constitution would extend to receipt of information also. While the sweep of Article 19 is certainly expansive to include receipt of information also, it is in the context of above argument of that we may now recapitulate the short contention put forward with great force by learned senior counsel. The same is to the effect that in the present case it is not the contention of BCCI that the provisions of Article 19 of the Constitution have been violated. Insofar as the provisions of Article 19 of the Constitution is concerned, Dr. Dhawan has contended that at best the present is a case where the slice of the cake becomes a little smaller, but that by no means would attract Article 19 of the Constitution, it is argued. We agree with Dr. Dhawan. Proceeding further, we deem it necessary to clarify that for the present case it is not necessary, and therefore we do not intend to go into the question raised by the parties with regard to the nature of the rights conferred by Section 37 of the Copyright Act 1957, namely whether the live telecast of a cricket match amounts to production of cinematograph film, conferring on the author and its assignee the same inviolable rights that the provisions of the Copyright Act confer on a copyright holder. Rather, we are of the view that in the facts of the present case, and to answer the issue arising therein, it will suffice to acknowledge the existence of a right in the content right owner holder in the live feed of a cricket match or other sporting events of national importance. The real issue is one of the expense of the said right and the degree of curtailment thereof by virtue of the provisions of Section 3 of the Sports Act 2007. Read with Section 8 of the Cable Act 1995, to which aspect of the case we will now turn. The Cable Act was enacted in the year 1995 to regulate the operation of cable television network which had come into India around that time. It is a new idea in the field of viewing here.